Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Common Sense Crypto channel. As with you always, this is Rich doing another video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a wonderful day today, wherever you are in this great world. We're gonna talk about XRP. And once again, this is the one-day chart. We're sitting here at $2.84. We're up 3.98% today. And if you zoom out to the 7-day, you could see now how we're going sideways in between $2.70 and $2.90, waiting for the next leg up. Look at Bitcoin at 119K plus, and it's up 1.5% today. XRP is still experiencing more gains than Bitcoin. But right away, people are like, Bitcoin just went up 10K. Well, if you're not a whole coiner, what does it really matter? I mean, if you're holding a piece of Bitcoin and if you bought it at 100K, the better gains are still in XRP. And look at Bitcoin dominance. Everybody's looking at this right now. It's starting to break down as Bitcoin is reaching new all-time highs. But we're not in alt season yet. To get into alt season, we need to be at 75 plus. Right now, we're at 30. And I think the next couple of weeks are going to be very exciting to watch. Not only this week because it's crypto week, but even the week after that and the week after that. Because all those catalysts are going to start to play out for XRP as well. TikTok countdown to ISO 222. Today is the day. Now, I'm not expecting massive gains on these cryptocurrencies today. I think this is going to be something that takes a little bit of time. Everybody's thinking the flip of the switch is going to happen at any moment, but it's actually going to play out over a period of time, in my opinion. But those are definitely the cryptocurrencies you want to be holding. XRP, XLM, XDC, Algo, HBAR, IOTA, QNT, and I'd be holding some ADA as well. And people are now citing this. Stop listening to the Moonboy riddlers. ISO 222 has nothing to do with XRP. David Schwartz says XRP has nothing to do with ISO 222. ISO 222 is a messaging standard for payments. XRP is a cryptocurrency. While there could certainly be projects using both of these things, there is no real inherent overlap between them. What ISO is a massive upgrade to the messaging system. And I even cited this, my own post in this. XRP and ISO compatibility. Ripple has taken proactive steps to ensure XRP's alignment with ISO 222. And RippleNet, Ripple's global payments network, was among the first DLT networks to comply with the standard. Here's how XRP benefits from ISO compatibility. How it benefits is this. It can be utilized inside of those ISO messages. That's what is the game changer for XRP, XLM, XDC, and so on. Now, I don't expect them to go fully crypto right out of the gate. But I think what's going to happen is this. They're going to realize by utilizing cryptocurrencies alongside ISO messages, it's going to speed up the payments. And it's also going to cheapen the payments. So it's going to be more and more gradual usage. And as that's happening, it's going to continue to push up the price of these cryptocurrencies. Who knows? Maybe it could happen even quicker. It's too early to say. Over the next couple of weeks, there's going to be thousands of new millionaires created. Take a listen to what this guy says right here.
For those of you that are XRP holders, Ripple, XRP, XLM, HBAR, Do not sell your product. Do not sell your units. Hold a minimum of 10,000 units on a cold storage inside of an irrevocable private trust. That qualifies you to be able to become a private banker. We teach this process. You'll be grandfathered into the new system. That way, you don't sell. You leverage, collateralize.
You earn passive income from your crypto, is what he's saying. You become your own bank. But there's going to be so many other ways opening up, even easier ways for you to use your crypto to gain passive income. It's going to really start with the institutional adoption of crypto, and that is already happening at a very small amount right now. Now, once that institutional wave gets here, with regulations getting put in place, things are going to change very fast. People are going to be talking about AI agents, having your own AI agent, making sure you're getting the most on putting your crypto to work for you. So what I'm telling you is this. In this run, people are going to make a hell of a lot of money in the coming weeks. You're going to get that instant wealth syndrome. Don't let it change you. Don't let it change your game plan either. You know, you got to control money. Don't let money control you. I've said that multiple times. And as you're getting that money, there's nothing wrong with taking some profit off the top, but never, ever sell your entire bag. We are too close now to utility driving the price of XRP. We're too close now to mass adoption as well. Institutional adoption is going to happen in a very short period of time. And those institutions are what's going to lead to mass adoption. So there's nothing wrong with taking profit. This way you could stay patient longer, waiting for mass adoption to happen. Pay off some bills. Go on a vacation. There's nothing wrong with that. But don't sell your entire bag. This comes from Blockchain Backer, and I thought this was a great post because this is actually what's happening right now. Why are Bitcoiners so focused on throwing shade at XRP only? Because it re-emerged as a threat. While XRP was a non-concern to Bitcoiners for years, XRP is suddenly threatening Bitcoin for the attention economy, right on the heels of the same amount of Google search volume. What's going on is this. People are waking up to XRP, and Bitcoin holders don't like the idea of that because they like to control the narrative. And, you know, for the last 4+ years, while Ripple was tied up with the SEC, and there was even the slightest possibility that XRP could be deemed a security, they didn't see it as a threat. Now, all of a sudden, that threat is re-emerging. This comes from Alex Cobb. XRP is a scam. It's centralized. It's pre-mined Ponzi. It's banker's coin. It's trash. It's going to zero. We'll never go back to an all-time high. It's a security. It's dead. It is not used by anybody. Where are all you fudders now? Silently stacking. What's going on is the FUD is transforming into FOMO because the same people that were fudding on XRP this entire time, now they realize they better be holding some before the switch happens. They're starting to realize that XRP is embedding itself into the current financial system. XRP derangement syndrome is a real mental illness. Look at this post. So XRP fakes documents for fake legitimacy. What are your guys' thoughts on this? Apparently, Ripple is forging documents to fraudulently fake a cooperation with the ECB. The document is a total fabrication signed by people who do not exist. I feel like this is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to questionable marketing tactics that Ripple has been using for the past year. So they're saying that Ripple's ties to the ECB are fabricated, that they're not real. Well, this comes from Flare Moon. What about this right here? You see Brad with Christine Lagarde from the IMF. She's now at the ECB. There's Brad getting a seat at the table with Christine Lagarde. I mean, you cannot make this up. And what they really hate about the ECB is what Christine Lagarde says right here. Take a listen.
This matter that you referred to, and whether reserves of central bank should or could include bitcoins, I think there is a view around the table of the Governing Council, and most likely the General Council as well, that reserves have to be liquid, that reserves have to be secure, that they have to be safe, that they should not be plagued by the suspicion of money laundering or other criminal activities. And as a result, I'm confident that reserves will not enter, that bitcoins will not enter the reserves of any of the central banks of the General Council.
No central bank is going to stockpile Bitcoin because they cannot utilize it to move central bank digital currency. That's why Brad gets a seat at the table and Satoshi does not. And Brad's been getting a seat at the table for years. This was put into motion a long time ago. But nobody wants to admit this. You know, while everybody was distracted by all the hype and the mainstream media push for Bitcoin only, they were building out an entire new financial system in the background. Very soon, you will see all the stupid influencers who have sponsored memes and laughed at XRP reemerge to talk about XRP. They will say they were wrong, that it was a mistake, but we do not forget. You know what I noticed recently is all the people that were pushing Bitcoin only, all during the bear market, all of a sudden now they're changing the narrative. Now they want to diversify. Now it's good to be holding XRP. You know, I've been holding XRP ever since late 2018. I watched the SEC versus Ripple case begin in December of 2020, and I held through that. I even bought more when that happened. And, you know, the whole time, I never lost vision for this cryptocurrency. You know, to jump on board now, it's like, where were you when XRP was sitting at 50 cents? Where were you when XRP was sitting at 30 cents and everybody hated XRP and it was nothing but a scam coin and a banker's coin? Now all these people seem like they want to support XRP all of a sudden. You know, I always told you, I'm working class. You know, I have a 9-to-5 job, but I absolutely love to talk about crypto. These people made money in Bitcoin, pushed the Bitcoin-only hype, and now because they see value in talking about XRP, now all of a sudden they want to talk about XRP as well. I look at it like this. I only want one thing out of all of this, and that's to get rich with all of you. That's what matters to me. And now the media cannot help but talk about XRP as well. Both XRP and ADA leadership appear in Trump's crypto orbit featured in today's New York Times. This was on Sunday, July 13th. And you see Brad Garlinghouse and Charles Hoskinson right here. But you know, they're going to warm up to XRP as it's being implemented into the current financial system. The mainstream media news has no choice but to talk about XRP and Ripple. You'll see it, the narrative shift over the coming weeks because XRP is so well positioned not only inside the government, but it's so well positioned with all the central banks as well. But it is nice to see XRP not only sitting at $2.85, but sitting at these price points right now, waiting for the next leg up. I think once we break through $2.90, we're going to easily surpass $3 again. A lot of people are thinking we're going to go into price discovery starting this week. I'll talk a little bit more about that in another video. But you know, the FUD is finally turning into FOMO for XRP, and it's great to see that happening. And you know, we are about to make a lot of money over the coming weeks. But until it happens, you gotta stay patient, stay positive. We're going to get rich together. With that said, I'm gonna wrap up this video. I want to thank you all for watching. I appreciate all of you. I'll see you in the next one. Have a great night.